So it starts with e4, c6, the Caro-Kann defense, my favorite opening that I have been playing for 20 years. Here, the most played move for white is the advanced variation when they push the pawn. And here, usually, theory is telling you to play bishop f5 with I don't know how many moves that you have to analyze. But I do not want to analyze this today. I want you to play this move, c5, which is the Botvinnik variation, here. And let me explain 1 second why this move is super interesting and is like the new move to be played, which means that all people that you play against actually don't know how to play against this move. I am convinced about this. Let me explain. In the French defense, that starts with e4, e6, the advanced variation. They push, you go c5, which is the main move. There is a big difference. Is this pawn now is on e6, which means this one is blocked. Let's go back to what I'm showing you. And the reason why I want you to play this move. e4, c6, d4, d5, e5, they push, you go c5, but there is a massive difference. This pawn is here, he's not here, which means this bishop can go here, right? He's still in play. So it's a better version of the French defense. And today we're gonna analyze one move that they do that is scary if you don't know this move, which is c4. They attack in the center. And if you don't know how to play against this, honestly, and you're a Caro-Kann player, you lost a lot of games because of this move. But today, I'm going to explain that this is not that dangerous. Actually, the most challenging move is when they take, not like this, when they take actually on c5. But this is what I'm going to do in the next video. So it's going to be simple. I'm not going to show you traps. This is not the point of this video. If you want to know how to win in 5 moves, wrong video. It's not for you. Because I think that learning traps, you don't remember anything. And to be honest, these traps never happen. Honestly, they never do. I mean, very rarely. 0.0001% of your game. So you need to understand the opening if you want to play it. Here, against this move, let me show you what happens if, let's say, you play a very, very logical move. Knight c6, and you're thinking you're attacking the center. They defend the center. And now you're thinking you're going to pin. Why not? You're going to pin. Now they're going to take in the center. And now you're thinking, okay, I'm going to take this pawn. Everything seems so logical right now, right? It is. But there is a big mistake. But this is a big mistake because you're losing with black. Because knight takes knight, giving the queen. When you take it, there is a check. You're forced to put the queen in front. This is so vicious. And you don't take it. You push the pawn. You push the pawn. Take with the pawn. Now you're threatening to actually take the queen. I'm showing you this variation so you can see how it is. Each move is gonna have like some venom to it. Look, he's threatening knight c7, winning the rook with a fork already. And also the bishop over there is being attacked. So what do? A cute move, defends both. You think it defends both, but it doesn't. It's a long castle. Because now the rook is actually defending the bishop, and you don't have a fork on c7 anymore. But okay, white is going to take this pawn. You go up. Now they're going to play this, attacking actually the bishop. You move the bishop. Now they go here. You go here. They put the knight here. Again, threatening another fork with bishop c7, winning the rook. So you have to move again. And you push a pawn. You push this pawn. And right now, you think that pushing this pawn doesn't do much. But you're going to see there is super vicious. Because you're thinking, okay, all these pieces are home. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to, fiancé to my, my bishop. He's going to push again. And if you're not very careful, I'm just saying this is what could happen in your games. And your friend plays bishop g7, let's say. This is checkmate. Or checkmate. However you want to say it. This is a cute checkmate, right? Yeah? This is crazy that you get checkmated already like this in this variation. So it's just to show you how vicious this opening can be. So you have to be careful. Here, do not play this move, which is knight c6. We're not going to play any of this. We're going to take in the center. We relieve the tension. And we take. This is the move I want you to play. Now they have different ways to play. The first move that your friends are going to do, I think, is taking with the queen. That's the first thing, right? Here, I want you to play e6 is the best move. When they take on d5, you do not take back straight away. You don't take back here. What you do is this move. Because they cannot take. I know you're scared of moves like this or whatever. If they play bishop b5, you simply take back with the queen on d5. They exchange. This is a perfectly correct position for black, even though, yes, you see that there is an isolated pawn, but it really doesn't matter. Attack the bishop retreats, develop your bishop, the pieces. Having an isolated pawn doesn't matter if your pieces are super active and there is a lot of dynamism in the position. Remember this, okay? Here, they defend, you go bishop b4, then it's going to be super easy play. Knight here, you're going to short castle, bring the rook, bring the second rook here, push this one, etc. Okay, so just to show you, if they play this move, which is taking with the queen, I want you to play e6, right? And if they take, you go knight c6. Remember this move, okay? Remember this. But this is not the main move. Because when you take on d4, the best move in this situation is to play knight f3 and try to recapture with the knight, because the knight will control important squares, okay? So, after knight f3, again, the most logical move is to play bishop g4. But you see it's dubious. But it's not really dubious. I put dubious, but it's just complicated. You need to analyze some crazy, honestly, you need to analyze some crazy shit. I'm going to say it like this. Because look, it goes like this. They take on d5. You take, and he goes knight c3. He uses the pin to his advantage. Because look, you cannot take, right? Because queen takes queen. You take this, thinking you're okay. He takes the queen. You take the queen. And now, this is the thing. Knight c7 doesn't lead to the best advantage for white. Because look at it. Let me show you. If they do this, you come here, he takes, but this knight is in prison. And this knight is going to be yours. Next. So what you're going to do in this situation, you're just going to move this bishop. Super important to put the bishop here. Why? Because this knight one day wants to come back to this column, right? If he can escape, he can only escape towards this. So it's super important that you block this way. So when he comes with the rook one day, let's say he plays bishop d2. In this situation, you go knight c6. And when he comes here, you have d3. And now you're doing, you're not doing fine with black. But I'm just saying, that's how you should play. But you should avoid all this. You should avoid it. And by the way, this is not the best move for white. To actually do this, the best move is to actually take on d1. And it gives the best advantage, keeping this. So black is forced to actually put the king here. Now there is a variation that shows very good advantage, which is check. Now you go with the knight. And now check. This is a vicious one. Because if you take with the king, there is a fork, right? Forking the king and getting the rook. So you have to take with the pawn. Now the knight goes here. He reroutes to d3 because from d3 he will control amazing squares. And look at this structure. This structure is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting for black because this bishop is not in play. Even putting it here, it's not going to help because he's blocked by its own pawn. Remember, the knight is going to be here blocking this pawn, right? And this position is much better for white, much better. So we don't want any of this. This is the reason. This is a long explanation to explain why I wouldn't play bishop g4. There is a way to actually really equalize, with bishop g4, but the variations is like, I don't know, 30 videos maybe, something like this. It's super complex, super long variations and tactics. I don't want you to go and to try this. So the move I want you to play that is much more easy is e6. You're helping the center, okay? Now, he's going to take, and now you play a6. Remember this move. If you don't, you're in trouble. Let's say you start, I'm losing my voice. Let's say you start with knight e7. If you put the knight here, now you're in trouble after this because he wants to come on d6. And what are you going to do? The only way is to actually move the knight. He's going to take, and little surprise, he's going to take on d5. Because when you take, there is a fork. Yes, you take the pawn on e5, but this, my friend, is not a good endgame to have. Why? There is no pawn basically in front of your king, and this king cannot castle. It's going to be super easy to play. He's going to go here. He's going to long castle. The rook is going to be here. Attacking your king is going to be a disaster very quickly. You don't want to be playing this kind of thing. It's like plus 1.8 actually already for white. So you do not want this. Okay? So just to show you that if you play just a move like knight g7 is bad. Instead, just play this. And now he cannot come. So when he develops, now you put the knight on e7. Okay, he doesn't have this. He goes bishop e3 and you put the knight on c6. This is how you develop your pieces. Okay? And now there are different ways to play for white. He can take here or he can take here. Right? There are two moves, but there is a better move for him. I would say here there is three candidate moves. There is this one, there is taking on d5, but the best move is to play f4 because you see what's happening here. This pawn is attacked. So if he decides to get rid of the knight like this, how do you take back? Do you take with the knight or do you take with the pawn? It's way better to take with the pawn because now you have a very strong center. And in this position, this knight, he likes to go to f5. The bishop is going to go here, castle. You have the file that is totally open. That's amazing. That's a good position if he takes here. If he takes on d5 now, how do you take back here? Do you take with the pawn or with the knight? What do you think? It's way better to take with the knight in this kind of situation. Okay? Now he can take here. Yes, he's destroying your structure, kind of, because now you have two isolated pawns. But the issue that he has is that you have a monster knight on d4. And if he gets rid of it, okay, but then I don't have two isolated pawns. And also my bishop is playing. If you take, I take with this one. Look, you take, I take with this one. Now I can play with my bishop. And also this one is coming here, or b4, and I'm going to castle, and I have an amazing position with black. So I said that the most challenging move was if he plays f4. This is the best move here. And here in this situation, you take, exchange the knight, and then take on c4. When he takes back, you go bishop d7. And you're going to put the bishop on this square with an amazing diagonal. And again here, I do not see why black is worse. I don't see it. This bishop, he doesn't have great diagonals. This one as well, it's not great. You're kind of controlling you have amazing squares with your pieces. The bishop is going to come here, you castle. The rook is coming here. One day you're going to be pushing b5. This is how you're going to be playing in this game. Okay? So this is how you can play. And now what I'm going to do is that I'm going to play one game against someone from Discord. Right now, I'm going to tell the guy to come and play. I'm going to say, let's go. And I'm going to play so you can see when someone plays with white, I'm playing with black. And when he's attacking in a real game with the kind of level that I'm sure you guys have as well, you will see. Okay, so now we're playing someone who's 758, who's from the Discord server. By the way, you have the link in the description if you want to join, right? So d5, I asked him to play the advanced variation. I'm going to play the Botvinnik with this move c5. And now I asked him to play c4. And we know that we want to be taking on d4. Let's see how he reacts at 758. Let's see what happens here. Is he going to take? I would say that most people, yes. Most people at your level actually would take. Because, they don't want to be losing a pawn, right? And I said here, the best move is to play e6. And if they take on d5, we're going to play knight c6. Remember this move. Okay, let's see if he takes. If he doesn't, then you simply, look, if he doesn't and he plays a move like this is fine. You just develop a knight, You gain a tempo now. He has these two, you know, attacked, and he has to do something about it. So that would be cool if he goes to e3, because now we win a piece. Okay, now I'm thinking is d4 something. I mean, I never played this kind of thing, but okay, because I'm thinking if I take on e5, if I take here, he's going to take on d5. So maybe I have to first close the position a bit like this. I mean, close the position. I'm not closing the position, but you see what I mean. Okay. So now I see already all sorts of things. Bishop b4 is a move. He plays bishop d2. Queen a5. Takes. Yeah, could be a thing, to be honest. Yeah, because taking here, he's going to take back, and then bishop c5. Ooh, look, if I take on e5, he take on d4 with the knight, right? Let's say the knight, his knight is here. Then bishop c5. He moves the knight. I would have bishop take f2, right? If king takes, he loses the queen. I'm just looking. I don't know. I don't know what's best here. We're just going to play bishop b4. I don't think he hurts to play a move like this. Bishop b4. But you see straight away, look at this. You're playing with black. And you have already a position that is pretty amazing, right? Look at this. What is your issue here? Okay, now I'm seeing that actually maybe it wasn't the best move. Because if I play queen a5, he has knight d6 check. I cannot take, because the bishop would take the queen. So queen a5 maybe is not a move. Right? It's complex actually, because queen a5, knight d6, I go on f8, let's say, but now the queen is attacking also this pawn. Yeah, I'm gonna play it. And by the way, if he takes on b4, like this, I was thinking of taking with the knight with possible discoveries. That would be cool. Even if he has queen d2 after I have knight c2. So yeah, let's see. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I've been speaking a lot, so I have only 2 minutes 46 here. Okay, so what is he gonna do here? It's not easy, but yes, I was thinking knight d6 is a move. Yes, okay, he found it. Oof. Do we have something like this? He sacrifices the piece. I go bishop d2, he goes king d1. Yeah, not really, right? f6. Yeah, queen f3 is a little bit too adventurous. Okay, so now we're taking this. I could have taken actually on e5 as well, because now he's in a big trouble. Yeah, this is a check, attacking also this. And you see how we haven't done anything. We're on move 12. We haven't done much. But just the fact that in this position, what happened is he didn't take on d5. He didn't take here. What he did, he played knight c3. And now he allowed us to actually play like this. Boom, d4, asking a question to his knight. Now his knight has to go somewhere. Boom, check. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, and he's in trouble and loses a piece. And this is the game. And now, okay, just gonna take. We're not gonna be fancy. And we're a piece up, and the game is gone already. Okay? So you see that knowing theory is quite important. I don't know if you want to see the end of this game, but... Okay, let's just play normal chess now. And yeah, I could have played maybe e5. You know, think about putting your king safe. You know, going maybe h6, king g8, king here, the rook comes here, the bishop here, the rook comes here or here. That's what you can play. Here e5 is fine. Here e5 as well. Maybe bishop g4 next. Could be a thing. Yeah, bishop f5 as well. But I think he's going to play bishop d3. Okay, so you go bishop g4. We just need to make sure that we put this one, you know, safe. And by... What am I doing? Yeah, this was losing a piece, yeah? Okay, I was just speaking and not looking at the game, but that's a fork, right? So, yeah. So he saw it. That's a shame. Let's go like this. I guess he's gonna come on e4, just exchange pieces. What do you do when you have an advance in development? When you're ahead of material, when you are ahead in material, you want to exchange pieces. That's what you want to do. Okay. So I'm very happy for this exchange. Also opening this, and you know, maybe I'm gonna be opening the center. King is in the center. I'm not even gonna be thinking here. I'm just gonna open the center and think later, because yeah. If he takes, knight takes, rook takes. Okay, I see this, followed by queen take. I think he's winning on the spot, actually. Because he goes queen g2. 1 second. Yeah, there is this, right? Yeah, and that's the end of it. All right, good game. Regarding the giveaway, I take the comments that were made in the last video, and then I announce the winner on the next video, okay? Because I saw that there was some sort of confusion.